Hey everyone!
Welcome to Rooted Conversations. Rooted in truth, open in conversation.
Honest conversation and real life experience help you feel seen, encouraged, and grounded.
Let's dive into this week's episode.
Hey everyone! Before we begin today's conversation, we'd like to let you know that this episode contains discussions about mental health, self-harm, and suicide. We know that these topics can be difficult for some listeners, so we encourage you to use your discretion and to take care of yourself as you listen. If you or someone you know is struggling or in a crisis, please know that you're not alone. Help is available. In the United States and Canada, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at any time, 24 hours a day. We hope that today's conversation brings you hope, encouragement, and reminds you that healing is possible.
Welcome back to Rooted Conversations. We're so glad you're here. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and today we're talking about something that affects so many people but often isn't talked about enough. Our guest today is Noah Kessinger. Noah is in the process of starting a scholarship called DLK Scholarship for Performing Arts in hopes of a nonprofit with a heart to help people access therapy, because healing shouldn't depend on whether someone can afford it. Today we're talking about mental health, breaking the stigma, faith, hope, and why no one should have to struggle alone.
Welcome, Noah.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Great.
Absolutely wonderful. And how are y'all today?
We are
Doing
great.
Good. Yeah, we're so glad you're here.
Yes.
Absolute pleasure to be up in Flat Rock.
Yes. Coming up the mountain. How was it?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the drive every time I come through here.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. I miss the hikes back in Jones Gap, honestly.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So good. Well, what's one thing that made you smile this week?
I would have to say going to the Rocky Horror Show last night.
Oh my God, yeah.
In Greenville.
Yes, it was a beautiful, wonderful show. I got to come out and support some of my very, very close friends and their passions, and it was just an absolutely wonderful experience and a wonderful thing for Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month as well.
We love that.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's so
gosh, we love
good.
that.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Courtney? How was your week?
It's been good. Yeah, I'm watching a dog this week, and honestly, every time I walk in the house, he just gets so excited, and that makes me smile so much. I'm like, I know I'm not your mom, but I can love on you too.
Yeah.
You know? Animals just bring us joy.
Yeah, that's great.
What about you?
Me, busy, work,
Yeah.
demanding, running a
As it
company.
goes.
As it goes. We're in chapter 15 of my book of editing.
Woo-woo.
Beautiful.
So we
We're
love
going
that.
through it.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
great. And we're recording the song Monday, so that's really great. So I'm
Exciting
excited.
stuff.
I know.
Exciting
All
things are
exciting things
happening.
around.
I
Yes.
know. Yeah. Things are moving forward.
Yes. Well, what's
So-
one thing you've done recently to help your own mental health?
Ooh, yeah. I would say I've been exercising more.
Yeah?
That's helped a lot, or getting outside, going on walks and stuff.
Yeah.
Just you think, oh, it's just so simple, but that's kind of why I like watching dogs, because it kind of forces you to go outside,
Hey, yeah.
walk, just being
Yeah.
in nature is so,
Refreshing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda helps
Just
clear
getting
the
some
mind.
steps in, clear the
Yeah.
head a little bit. It's a beautiful way to spend an afternoon, for
Yeah.
sure.
We love that.
Definitely.
We love that. What about you?
Beg your pardon, what was the question one more time?
It
about that?
was, what was one thing you've done to help your mental health?
So for this week, and I've been doing this for quite a while,
Yeah.
but in my mornings, I like to sit down and journal and write my gratefuls for the day. So I
Ooh,
usually do
yes.
3 to 5 gratefuls of things that have just either made an impact on my life for the day,
Mm-hmm.
or just for the week, the month, the year,
Yeah.
anything that could be, your food, your family, maybe
Yeah.
your puppies or
Yeah.
your kitties, whatever that is.
Whatever you got, yeah.
Just putting myself in the right headspace for a good morning. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a great way to start, almost like a first cup of coffee before your second.
Yes.
Yes, that's so great. I can totally relate to that because first thing when I wake up, that is something I actually do is I automatically do my devotion. And then before, while my coffee's making, and I just want to get grounded, I wanted to be quiet. I want to spend
Before the
some time
chaos
with God.
starts.
Yeah, before chaos starts.
Yeah.
And so, I just want to be grounded. I want to gather all my thoughts. You know, I want to make sure, okay, like this is what I need to do for the day, whether it's for the business, whether it's for this podcast, or my kids, or just writing and singing generally. So I just want to be grounded. But you know, that actually goes into like our topic for today. It's like perfect. Honestly. Yeah. So Noah, tell us more about your story, you know, what life looks for you, what sparked your passion.
Yeah, so I guess kind of how we can lead into it is I am a suicide survivor. My father did commit suicide when I was 12 years old, and I'm the oldest of 3 boys, so that leads to a lot of pressure and a lot of just growing up a little bit quicker than you expect.
Yeah, okay.
And that's kind of what has originally ignited my passions for what I'm doing, which is starting a website in order to just give people the access to the therapists, the personal trainers, nutritionists, all like encompassing things for health and wellness.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. That's the goal of it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get the help that you need these days. And a lot of people don't have the finances, don't know what to do. They're not in the right headspace for self-care necessarily, and they need somewhere where they can go to an outlet and find what they're looking for and find what goes best to them. You know, books are amazing, but in this modern world, a lot of times we need something a little bit more quick and easy that's just right there. And why wouldn't you like to be able to just pull up a website and just be able to have a conversation with all these people?
Yeah, and easily connect.
Exactly, yes. And then that also leads into my scholarship program for performing arts as well.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, so my father was an art teacher. He was a very devoted teacher, a wonderful teacher.
Okay.
And so I was very much like, what do I want to do as my charity, as my future things to help others? And so I am starting a scholarship in his honor for performing arts. So that could be anything under the sun. You could be a painter, you could be a musician, you could be into theatrics, I'm actually working with a few people right now to kind of try to get them into better spots and locations where they can go to Germany or Belgium or Toronto or New York so that they can actually get into these more performing arts cities, performing arts areas, and have a little bit of financial backing to know that there's a safety net behind them to go forward and discover their passions.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
amazing.
And your scholarship is called DLK Scholarship for Performing Arts.
Yep, the David Lee Kessinger Scholarship for Performing Arts.
Yeah. That's amazing. And would you say like he inspired you?
Oh, my father was my absolute superhero. I'd say a lot of people and their fathers are their superhero, especially growing up. I mean, that's your first male mentor, your first guru in quotations of sorts, you know.
A daughter's first love.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, I, even in his passing, even with it being almost a decade now, that's I still hold him to. Yeah. It's crazy. I've almost lived just as much time without him as I have with him.
Yeah.
And that's a hard reality too, but he'll always be my superhero. He'll always be the person I look up to. And a lot of the times when I'm struggling or I'm having a bad day, I really do come back. I'm like, what would Dad say?
Yeah.
What would he have to give me? What's his advice? What are his 2 cents on the situation?
Right.
And that gives me a lot of mental clarity, and it's almost like in a way he's always with me, of course.
Right. Yeah, in spirit, totally like
yeah. And I mean, like, June is Men's Health, Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And we're taking some time to recognize like these unique challenges like many men face when it comes to mental health, right? Yeah. Like in today's conversation, I feel like what we're talking, off air, like this is for everyone if you really think about it.
Yeah. Everyone's mental health matters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like mental health doesn't discriminate, right?
Yeah.
And every person deserves to be seen and supported and know when to ask for help. And help is a sign of strength. If you think about it, it's not a weakness.
No. And I feel like in the true reality and the scheme of the world, the real winners are the ones that are willing to lose and can lose and take it with dignity and kindness and grace.
Integrity.
And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to take a loss, get back up on your feet, and move forward and push for the next best thing.
Oh gosh, yes.
That's good.
That is so good.
So one question I do have for you regarding, men's mental health, Why do you think men often struggle silently?
I would say it's more the culture than it is the character.
Ooh,
A
that's a
lot
good point.
A lot of men, even in today's generation, especially in this southern area, their fathers, their grandfathers are kind of like silent pillars, all right? They will try to guide you in the best ways that they know how, but a lot of their fathers before them did not know how to emotionally connect and essentially had it beaten out of them.
Yeah.
Where they were told, you have to be a man. Men don't cry. Men don't have emotions. You have to be strong.
Yeah.
In every situation.
We don't have feelings.
No, we're stone brick walls.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's not the reality.
Yeah.
Many men are very sensitive. They're very emotionally connected. And a lot of them just don't simply have the tools to understand themselves and push to that next breaking point for themselves. And so I think it's very important that you do just the basics of what you can. You give yourself love, you give yourself appreciation, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe, I'm very much a 1% a day believer.
Yes. Yeah.
Brick by brick, you build your house. And, you don't have to literally get up tomorrow and go run 10 miles. Maybe just reading a page of a book, no less even just a sentence, is going to be that difference in that making and a little bit of understanding.
Yeah, just to grow a little bit, because we can't go 0 to 100 sometimes,
Yeah, and it's just not practical. That's not how.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, when people go through withdrawals with addiction and stuff like that, the worst thing you can do for those people is take it away.
Yeah.
You have to wean. You have to understand that you might not love yourself at this very moment, but you know what? You can do one thing that's going to make you love yourself a little bit more. And then the next day, one more thing that makes you love yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's so important to recognize that you are worth your love and that you are worth your self-acceptance.
Absolutely.
And that you're not your experiences are all valid and understandable, but you can go to these outside views as well. You can look for books. Your family doesn't have to be your outlet. I understand. I'm a very lucky man to have the family I have with the emotional support I have, but a lot of people don't have that tool and have that outlet.
Yeah, they don't have that support system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And having male mentors in life, especially as young men, searching for that, whether it's in a book or maybe it's the manager at your restaurant or, maybe it's just your dad's best friend or, your best friend's dad. It doesn't matter. Find the men that correlate with you and how you like to see the world. Yeah. And find one that will call you out on your bullshit and that will check you. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
But
we're real on the podcast.
Yeah, we're very, that is our motto. We are honest. We are real. We're open to a raw conversation.
Yeah. We're all adults
here. That's so true.
Yeah.
And there's
call it like you see it.
Yeah, there's a saying that the only thing that can silence a young buck is an old buck. And you have to really you have to look for these things. Your father doesn't have all the answers no matter how much of a superhero he is in your life. Yeah. And you can find all these answers yourself, and I truly believe that all the answers are within you and you have this amazing ability to do the work for yourself if wanted to, if you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have so many tools and resources now to be able to do that, right?
Yes.
You have basically a computer.
Easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a computer in your hand at all times now.
Yeah.
That's what we're very fortunate to be living in a generation where we have these resources. I know back then there was nothing like that. Everything was swept under the rug. You didn't talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
And so now
therapy was we can't do that. You mean you have problems,
Yes, exactly.
But we do though.
Yes, but see, that's normal. And I want people to understand mental health is real. Mental health is normal. And it's okay to reach out for help.
And it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to need help.
Exactly. It's okay to not be okay. And to ignore those emotions just has them build.
Yeah.
You have to I'm very much emotions are a rainbow of colors, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to feel happiness and joy all the time.
Yeah.
You don't just get green and blue. You get purple and yellow and red. You have to experience the full spectrum, or else how are you going to know when the moment really is good?
Yeah.
Really is something pristine. and something really worth, like, you know, your perspicuity. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
English.
yes, you were telling me
Words
about
is hard.
this.
Yeah, words
you
are
taught me
hard.
this word a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
And
Yeah.
it gives you perspective. It gives you understanding. And, you know, your hard moments are very much your calluses, the ones that can define you. How you function under pressure, under sadness, when you're not feeling good in the day. Are you going to get up and go to the gym?
Yeah.
Are you going to still write your gratefuls even though you just don't feel like it?
Right.
Those are the defining moments, because you're not going to feel good 24/7. It's just not how life works. It's not reality, and you have to be here on the ground, all right? It's very easy to be up in your head with all your problems, and sometimes you just need to remind yourself that the ground is here and you're on the ground.
Yeah.
That is so good, and that's honestly a reason why I love hiking so much, is because when I get to the top and I'm sitting there and I'm looking over, like, you know, looking at the view, and I'm looking at the mountains, I'm looking at, like, this big lake, and it looks so small from up here, you know, it reminds me how small my problems are.
Yeah.
And this is what God looks like.
That's
you know,
good
looks down at
perspective.
us, and then I'm looking down, I'm like, man, I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet up above ground. You know, I am so grateful. What can I do today to make a difference? What can I do today to be a light for somebody?
Yeah.
And my problems are probably so small compared to other people's, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do love hiking so much, because one, it gets you grounded. It puts things in perspectives for you.
Yeah.
And then when you get down, you're like, okay, I can do it. I can make a difference. You know, I can take care of it. Yeah, it's a problem.
Might be hard, but
it's going to be hard.
We're going to figure it out.
Exactly. We're going to figure it out, and maybe someone can learn from it. Be a light.
Truly. I'm a big advocate for some level of physical activity.
Yeah.
It is so beneficial for your endorphins.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
you know, it's such a good outlet, whether that's the gym, whether that's yoga, whether that's Pilates, whether it's just going for a walk down your street, whether it's just walking your dog. Anything to get you active, the blood pumping, breathing, fresh air. It does more wonders in a lot of ways. And for me personally, it did more wonders than even going to a therapist for years and years and talking about my trauma, because I feel that revisiting your trauma over and over and over again
sometimes isn't as helpful.
It's not as helpful as you need.
Because you're still re-triggering yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you're out in nature, or if you're out exercising, whatever, like your body has a physical way to work through that trauma and to release some emotions.
You're working out and working through.
Yeah.
And even if you don't work out, I think it's really important to have some type of creative outlet.
Creative outlets
you need
too
something.
as well. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whether like it's like we're writing books and you have the songs, like it doesn't have to necessarily be those things, but just having an outlet to
some type.
Yeah, even if you're just journaling, or if you're just it's so important.
Exactly.
Like just getting you know what's going on inside out.
Yeah.
Truly just the passion of pursuit.
Yeah.
I love that. And I have a friend who also like they do art and that's their outlet. You know? And
I love going to museums.
I admire it so much, because I'm like, wow, you did that.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's raw.
Yeah.
I used to, but I mean, I probably couldn't draw anything now. But I mean, like, I think it's just so important to express yourself in the way that you choose fit.
Truly.
The way that heals you and puts you on the right path where you need to be.
Exactly. Because you are unique. You are special.
Yeah.
The things that happen to you in life, yes, they might suck. Yes, they might be great, but it gives you perspective and understanding, and a better understanding of yourself, which is what we're here on this earth to do, is just grow and learn and love.
Yeah.
And it's the most beautiful and honorary experience that you could have, to be put on this earth, to just simply experience.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of young men realize that. Young men and women, of course.
Yes.
The only reason I actually even say young men is because I'm a guy.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I don't think girls need another guy trying to mansplain their emotions and their
you.
opinions
I appreciate that.
and
I
how they're
appreciate
supposed to do things. It's like, it's ridiculous
Can you
to
say
me.
that again? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
I'm truly here for all of you. I will always be. But this is just the perspective that I have and the body that I'm put in, and what I can understand a little bit better.
Exactly.
There are beautiful and wonderful women who have amazing perspectives that are so intelligent that are going to be more keen to give you the advice and understanding that you need versus just some little 21-year-old trying to mansplain your emotions, you know?
But I think, like what you're saying, that's like integrity, right? You're being willing to listen, to learn, to understand. And when you meet somebody who is willing to actually do that, it changes everything.
Right.
When you're really listening to understand and to gain knowledge is, you know, not just beneficial for you, but it's for them too, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's just really important to be accepting and to be loving and not to be just so judgmental because you don't know what someone's going through.
Or just to be too busy for people.
Exactly. You know? And I also want to just chip in and say, like, just because you make mistakes and just because you're going through these trials and errors, it does not define who you are.
It's so true. Yes. I come from this perspective that I have to tell a lot of people, I'm like, you are not God.
Yes.
You are human and you are put here to make mistakes, to figure things out, to understand, to learn, to take your forehead, run straight into that brick wall as many times as you need before you open the door.
Yeah.
It's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall. It's okay to just sit on the ground for a little bit and just not get up. You're on your own time.
Yeah.
You're on your own growth. You're on your own development.
Yeah.
What everybody else has going on, that's their stuff. You can be a support system. You can be a pillar in their life. You can be there for others 100%, even if you're having the struggles of being there for yourself. But don't compare because they aren't you. You are you. And what a blessing it is to just be you.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
That was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'd say, mental health, affects everyone, and it's a human issue. Whether you're a man, a woman, a parent, a friend, or someone who's just quietly carrying a heavy burden, healing should be available to everyone.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Not much more honest statements out there.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Why do you think asking for help is viewed as a weakness by so many?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of men are taught specifically that they are alone. And I think, men and women both have their very different struggles, but being a man is a very, very lonely thing.
Yeah.
A lot of girls have their girlfriends and, their parents and stuff like that. And as girls, from my perspective of what I've seen, there is a little bit more coddling and love and willingness for those emotions to be accepted.
Right.
And as a guy, you are on your own with a lot of things. You do have to just figure it out. I mean, there's been days where I'm just in my apartment and I have to I just have to use my vocal cords because I haven't talked in days.
Wow.
And that's where I come from, the whole, you have to love yourself and be enough for yourself as a man a lot of the time, because at the end of the day, it really is on you. You can have these other outlets. You can't have these people in support, but if you don't love yourself and you're not willing to accept yourself as you come, how are you going to get to these next levels of understanding and development, whether that's a devotion to Christianity, maybe you start doing yoga. I'm a very big believer in any level of spirituality and connection in that way.
Okay.
And just purpose, any level of purpose, whether, maybe you're just there for a friend and you're just a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a big project, or you just want to draw something that day, or maybe you just feel like writing, or maybe you got to go to the boxing gym. Do things for you.
Yeah.
100%. Like the other night, I went to the gym and I was like, you know what? I did really good. I'm going to go treat myself to sushi. And I took myself out to dinner.
I love sushi.
Right?
You should.
Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Treat yourself.
Everybody deserves a treat yourself day.
Yeah.
And just that level of respect for yourself. Truly.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great point in understanding, because you really need to take care of yourself. How do you take care of others when you can't take care of yourself?
Yes.
Right? And if you don't pour into yourself, there's nothing left to give if you don't, and so I think it's just really important to move the way you need to.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to heal the way you need to. I think you need to pour into your cup.
You can't pour from an empty one.
You can't pour from an empty
I
one.
love that.
And you can't pour into other people who are not pouring back.
Into yeah.
And if they're
can't be one-sided.
Exactly. You're not a convenience store.
No.
I don't see Lena's convenience store on top of your head, okay? So like you're not. I can't go in there and just get some M&Ms and a pack of water or some sparkling water and just leave.
Yeah.
That's not who we are. Like women, men especially, humans, we are not transactions, right? We are people with feelings and a purpose. We are here for a reason. Each one of us are, whether we're called to, start, a scholarship or to write a book, write songs, start, be a light. Just be a light.
Be a light. Be the brightest light you can.
Yes.
That was actually the last line that my dad wrote me a letter, actually. The last letter he wrote me. And the last line is, "Your light is the brightest I've ever seen, and never let it stop shining."
I love that.
That's
I'm about
so
to tear
good.
up.
I know.
Oh
I'm like, I'm emotional.
I mean, and then 3-4 weeks later, I lost him, unfortunately. But I go back anytime I'm struggling or I feel lonely. I go back to those things. I go back to those letters.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself of who I am to others sometimes because not everybody is, very much gifting of words of aspiration.
Right.
That's something I've found to be very special and unique to me. If you do something for me and I appreciate it, I will let you know how much I appreciate you and how much it meant to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to start doing as a whole, because not enough people, and that is a saving point for a lot of people with these mental health issues, knowing that they did something and that you appreciate them, even if it's a little thing. Oh my gosh, you filled my water. Yeah. You are my earth angel for today. What a lovely thing for you to do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give them that's 5 words in 5 seconds of your time, and not only
spread a little kindness and gratitude.
Yeah,
it's so easy to do.
It's so easy, and truly, you'll start realizing the switch in yourself. You'll start to be more kind to yourself and positive to yourself if you can give that to others.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important just to be a light, because you really never know what somebody's going through.
Never.
You never know, the demons that they're facing or the trials that they're having to overcome and the healing that's taking them to get that far.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's on a different path, like you were saying.
Yeah.
We can't compare. We just need to be kind, and we need to be loving, and we need to be open, and we need to accept people for who they are and meet them where they're at.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm also a big advocate for when people go through loss, when people go through struggle, when things are really, really hard, don't put it on them to reach out to you. Don't be the person who's like, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. If there's something you want to do for that person that you have in mind, do it.
Oh yeah, for
it will be appreciated if it's in love and kindness and care for the other person. Mm-hmm. It could be as simple as just making them mac and cheese, like just some Annie's Kraft mac and cheese,
Yeah, for sure.
Like people just appreciate that you're thinking of them. And to put that pressure on others when they're going through a hard time to reach out, people don't mean it. It's not with the intention, but people tend to close off with that. Mm-hmm. So if there is somebody that that's struggling, just take a moment and be like, instead of being like, if there's anything you need, just reach out to me. No, whatever you want to do for that person, go do it.
And I think for me, Noah, like if you're thinking of somebody, I think you should literally just message them.
Just reach out to them.
Just reach out to them. Yeah. It doesn't matter who texted first, who texted last. Like, hey, I was thinking of you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or like, hey, like, something just ran across my mind, something that if you remember them of, like, hey,
we were talking about pictures sometimes to my friends I haven't talked to in a while.
Be like, hey,
remember we did this?
I saw this and I thought of you, and I just want to say hey, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah. It's just little acts of kindness. Being a genuine human being is so important.
Yeah.
Because you never know, because like you were saying,
oh
gosh,
there is a lot of fakeness. I mean, we are in the Bible Belt. It is the South. There's a lot of Southern hospitality, that you'll get some two-faced people that think they're a little bit more righteous than you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, even growing up in the South, I've experienced it my whole life where people will look at me a certain way and talk to me a certain way, but then the two-faced, there's always a two-faced snake a lot of the time. And you know what? Nobody's more righteous than you. Nobody knows better than you. It is everybody's first time living.
Yeah,
it's everybody's first time living. We don't have all the answers. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a very big advocate for the idea of understanding that your gurus, your pillars in life are humans too.
Right.
And they can make mistakes. And they are allowed to make mistakes. My mother, an amazing person, has put me through traumas as well.
Yeah.
And it's taken a long time for forgiveness and understanding for her.
Well, it's hard
and
when
giving
it's
her that
your
love
family
back.
too, you know, that hurts you because it's, you know, like they know exactly where your buttons are, you
exactly. They know where to push, and oh my gosh, I mean, my family coming from Massachusetts, we're all assholes. Like, there is always a little quip that somebody has to give. But, you know, I appreciate those quips because not only did it teach me to dish and take, but it also told me to just not take myself so seriously.
Let it roll off your back.
Roll off your shoulder. Water under the bridge in a lot of ways. Don't sweep it under
things, and they don't. They're in a weird spot that day, and you're like, don't take it so offensively.
Don't take it so hard. And if it really does, I know, like, for me, from my perspective, like, if it bothers me and I'm going to think about it all day, I'm just going to go straight up and ask you.
Just go talk to the person.
I'm like, hey, what did you mean by that? Can you explain? Because that kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people should be more vocal when, hey, things hurt them.
Yeah.
Be like, you know, hey, that wasn't so nice, that hurt me, you know, or hey, this wasn't kind, what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
And I think having clear communication and listening to understand is so important.
Yeah.
Because you don't want things to be misconstrued. If you're very genuine and you want to be pure, your intentions will be impure, and that goes with your actions.
Yeah, and I'm also a very a big advocate to, like, don't have an expectation of what you want them to say back to you. All right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's on the same wavelength. Not everybody was raised the same way or has the same boundaries that you do. Some things they just don't understand. And you know what? Sometimes you have to be like, okay, that hurt my feelings. I'm going to feel this emotion. 5 minutes of your time, feel through it. Let it go. Because it doesn't serve you. It's not going to help you. I mean, of course, there's things throughout my day. I mean, I got cut off like 7 times.
Yeah.
You don't think I was upset about that? But you know what? I yelled in my car. I had a little screaming match with myself. And then I'm fine.
And then,
And I sound
no problem.
cool as a cucumber
Roll
right
off your
now.
back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You just give it that time. Don't push it down. Don't suppress it.
Express it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think, like you were saying, and there's also like a time and place to express it as
Oh,
well.
very
right?
much so.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so, like, yes, you can be angry. Yes, you can be sad, but you can't act on those emotions, right?
Yes.
And so, like, you have to be disciplined and you have to have integrity to know when to do something and when not to. You know, because feelings come and go.
Yes.
Right? And so also I think that's huge, especially like for our mental, you know, health.
Yes.
Because you get told like, oh, you know, you're not skinny enough, right? Or hey, you're not disciplined enough, or well, you can't do that, you know, just we call them the whispers, you know, you know, the negativity. Oh, you're not pretty, you know. Those are all lies, you know, and so you have to.
And it's so easy to believe them.
And it's so easy to believe them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, no, that's not true because you are here for a purpose. You're bought with a purpose. And I believe that you're beautiful the way you are, the way God, you know, designed you and made you, and you're here for a reason. Whatever that reason is, I don't know. I can't tell you. You only know your purpose.
Yeah. And
but just do something about it and be a light.
Of course. And touching back on that point, gentlemen, you have to understand that you are a man. You are stronger, you have a deeper voice, you have masculinity to you, and you can scare people. You need to understand time and place. You can't go off the hinges whenever you feel like it. Because at the end of the day, in the world that we live in, you will be seen as a threat. You'll be seen more like a wild animal. And I know that's not your intention. I know you're just trying to express yourself. But you can't have a screaming match with people. You can't put hands on people. You have to live at a gentleman's level in a lot of ways when talking about these things and being respectful. You're allowed to feel the emotions. It's 100%, but you are not your emotions. You have to be beyond those things because quite frankly, you can't put people in danger, because whether you realize it or not, you are stronger, you can be overbearing, you can bulldoze, and especially a lot of women in professional settings. I've noticed this where I'll have to come up to the main boss because the girls will have asked for this stuff and the guys will just write them off. And it's absurd, but a lot of guys don't realize it, but you are bulldozing these women in their passions and what they're trying to do. Because a lot of people don't have the comfortability and confidence to come up to you a second time to get what they need and what they want. The second you shut it down, you shut it down.
Yeah.
So you have to be open-minded and you have to watch these emotions, especially in public. Go have your freak out in the room. Go hit a punching bag. Go put your head in a pillow and scream. Totally acceptable.
Yeah.
But when you are...
But you don't have to take it out on other people.
No, don't take it out on other people. And recognize how much of a sour taste you will leave in people's mouths with these actions. Because even if you come back and apologize, the damage is still done.
Yeah, because your words are powerful, right?
Very.
Life and death is in the power of
exactly. And like and I know we've talked about this before, Noah, like, you know, coming from the corporate world and like being a woman in business, you have to be direct. You have to tell them what you want,
or you'll get walked
or
over.
you get walked over.
Yeah.
And, you know, I work for a foreign, you know, country, of course, and where women aren't valued that way.
Yeah.
And so when it took me a while to get to where I was. But I'm like, no, this is how it's going to be, and this is how it's going to get done. And when
you're going to do it.
And this is how it's going to be. And when you come in with that attitude, they're like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know? And it's
not
like, wait,
to be
this
pushed
isn't...
around.
Yeah.
We are all on equal levels. There is nobody higher. It doesn't it doesn't matter. Like I know we have this whole site of putting celebrities on pedestals or presidents on pedestals. I'm not even talking about ours because we can't get into that today.
Yeah.
But
please don't.
We're not going
I got a
to.
big
I promise. But
you know how I feel.
It's very much like this person, no matter what you think, is not above you in any way. They're a human being too.
Yeah.
I mean, there are actors and actresses I geek over and would love to meet, and I probably would fan out a little bit. But you got to understand that holding these people to different pedestals because you've put them on a pedestal isn't right. They're just human beings. They're trying to live. They're trying to understand. They're trying to learn. And the amount of pressure in these industries to be these things is so difficult. And that's why we have so many child actors that struggle with drug addiction. Yeah. Or, I mean, I feel like Justin Bieber's a really good example.
Oh my gosh.
Or,
because he grew up in the
sexualized at 13 years old by older women, constantly being touched and harassed. And then the whole situation.
Not okay.
No.
That is not okay. And like, I think people really don't understand. Yeah, you hear about women and you hear about, you know, like what they went through. But guys go through it just as much as women or girls.
And
you know?
It needs to be talked
about, you know. Yeah. And going back to what you said about pedestals, I feel like if you put someone on a pedestal, and I tell people this all the time, and I tell my friends this all the time, do not put me on a pedestal. I will disappoint you.
That is so true. That was actually my second point.
I will put you on don't put me on a pedestal. No. I will disappoint you. I will fall. I will fail. You know, I'm a work in progress. Everyone is, right? Yeah. But don't put someone else on a pedestal because they're just going to disappoint you.
Exactly.
Failed expectations will ruin you.
Nobody is better than you. Nobody is worse than you.
Yeah.
And you do have to make this clear as people that is more conscientious and emotionally connected with yourself and has the confidence to push forward and persevere through these things, because people wish they had these things, these attributes. And we all have, you know, so many amazing attributes and uniqueness in ourselves. Like my little brothers, oh my gosh, I tell them all the time, I was like, if I couldn't be me, I'd want to be one of you. Aww. They're so emotionally connected with themselves. They have so much, they're wonderful, wonderful people. They have so much empathy that I just naturally God-given empathy and understanding. That's something that I had to learn where like, oh, this can hurt somebody. Yeah. And like, you know, it's one of those things, like we all have these gifts, but we can all also learn these gifts to a degree. And playing in, like, you have to play into your weaknesses as much as your strengths. Your strengths can get you far, but if you can level out your weaknesses too, you can become a very well-rounded person and a very, in a sense, like bulletproof person. A lot of things will just roll off your back. You'll be comfortable in yourself. And you'll be proud of yourself for pushing through these things that are hard for you, and then changing the mindset and understanding yourself on a deeper level and others on a deeper level.
Yeah.
That is so good. And, with this scholarship, like, I know, like, it's really important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it's really important to you. I can tell. I see it. You're a very genuine person, Noah. Like, I want to know, like, what problem do you want to solve with this scholarship? Like, do you think it's going to help, like, people and, like, go, be better, in whatever they decide to do, in their passion? Do you think it's going to help them, like, motivate them to go, like, to therapy? Like,
my goal is a lot of people. I'm very lucky. I have family. I have safety nets. I have friends. I have connections. I have built this beautiful network for myself, and I've worked very hard for it.
Connections are important. Yeah.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's very true.
Some people just need just a hand a little bit, They're not bad people, but a lot of these kids in theater, and a lot of it's essentially putting on a mask to hide from some of their problems. And, a lot of people who are in the theater or in the queer community, and definitely down here in the South, that's not necessarily always supported by your family and your passions and your dreams and your aspirations. My goal for this simply is to let people know that there is a little bit of support and understanding and a little bit of a safety net to just say, excuse my language, but fuck it and follow your dreams. Just give it a shot. Fall down, stumble, try again, try again.
Just do it. Just
exactly.
try.
How do you expect to learn if you're not willing to get up and try again?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to fail.
All
And,
the time.
we learn more from our failures than we do our successes.
100%. I mean, even, like, nature and biology has proven it. Like, when you eat something bitter, you're like, yeah. But reality is most poisonous things in nature are bitter.
Yeah.
And that's a natural development in our, anatomy that, we taste bitter, poisonous, go away. It's the same kind of concept for me.
That makes so much sense, But, like, can anybody apply for this assistance? Do you think that?
So I will try to make it as available as possible. Right now, I'm having to keep it to going to these museums and shows and theater shows and just auditions and stuff, because I need to get a good sense of your character. I think people are too, like, obviously, if you're going to get a scholarship for $10,000, like, you'll take that money immediately.
Yeah.
But I need some level, like, I don't have all the facilities and working with all the people yet to just hand this out because you applied for it. So right now I do take notes. I go to theater shows.
Right.
I watch them. I get a good sense of their character. I'll walk up to them. I'll have a conversation with them, And those are the people at the moment that are getting more applicable for it. Obviously, as time moves on and this grows and grows and grows more, it's going to be way more available and, out there for others. But as of this moment, I'm a one-man team. Yeah. So I'm doing the best I can with the tools I got.
Yeah. We get it.
We get it.
We totally
we got
get
two.
it.
Yeah, we were two-woman team, but it's still a lot.
Exactly. Just going off of, like, faith and, like, mental health, like, as, Christians, we know, like, God heals, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, but, sometimes that healing comes through people. You think of that? I feel like God is omnipresent wherever we are.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. It could be through you. It could be through me. And when you see it, like, and you look in Scripture, like, God uses people, to work through people. Just like seeing a doctor, right? Like, when you break a bone, like, there's no shame in seeking, like, a trained counselor when our minds and our heart need really much care. And I think, like, exactly. And, like, faith and therapy don't compete. Like, we can all work together in the journey towards healing, wherever you're at in life. I think, like, your balance and faith, in counseling, there is a huge difference, but I think you also need to be willing to understand, and that's where listening to learn comes in. And being open-minded, you need to meet people where you're at.
Exactly.
Have you ever, like, struggled with believing, like, you should just, like, keep going forward, or maybe if you just prayed, like, this much harder, things would work out, or just hope for the best? Like, have you seen anything, like in your experience, turn into light for someone?
You know, I feel like a lot of my struggles are what allows my light to burn brightest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a guru. I'm not some person that knows better than you. I don't think any of that. Kind of where I come from it is experience. I've been the kid who slid open his arms. I've had a gun in my mouth. I've literally sat there for hours on the edge of a bridge just daring myself to. You know, I'm not this perfect person. I've struggled with these things too. I've hit rock bottom, and I've hit rock bottom over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's what gives such a level of perspective. Now, I will say right now, never. I cannot do that to my family. I cannot do that to my friends. I know what my father did, but rock bottom is rock bottom. And
it was your experience. You still went through that.
Yeah.
You know, but you're still here, and you're here to tell that story.
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, I feel that, you know, God or the universe or whatever you believe, I believe he brings you into this world when the world can no longer live without you, and he'll take you out when the world no longer needs you.
That is so good.
So if you're
honestly.
Still here, you still got a purpose.
You have a purpose, you have a passion. And, you know, I truly believe maybe you go through your struggles and, you know, all these situations, you go through your struggles because your calling is higher, right? Your everything in life is not going to be easy. It's not how life's meant to be. And even in this modern age, I don't even think we realize, and even in this country, we don't realize the luxuries that we have. I've lived in foreign countries. I've lived in third world countries, and I've gone, you know, 1 meal a day. 6 months, cold showers every single day. Kids sleeping on the streets with not even a shirt on, not even a family to love them. And I don't think we understand even the poverty levels in this country are a privilege to others. And, you know, you have to have gratitude for these things, these little things. A warm shower, a hot meal, and
things we take for granted.
Very much take for granted. Yes, it's so normal to us because that's just our reality. But 100 years ago, they didn't even know what a hot shower was. So
wait, what's this?
I mean, everybody was sleeping on beds of straw. Even
I know.
And now we have your memory foam mattress. Oh, it's too stiff. Wow. What a problem. What a thing to blow up about. But and that's not to undermine your opinions or your situations and that being your issue. But I feel like this world really does lack perspicuity, and especially in this country, of what's going on. And for those who don't know, perspicuity is to have perspective, or they're the lack of perspective.
That's a good point. Thank you for sharing that. Of course. You know, and just like going back to like my roots, you know, as I'm a Christian, you know, and I think like seeking help and helping others is like a biblical principle. Like we talk about it all the time, Courtney.
Help thy neighbor,
Exactly. And like we were never meant to carry life's burdens alone. Like Jesus even, you know, invites the weary like to come to him, right? Like we talk about it in
Matthew 11
exactly 28-30 where he says like, come to me, you know, all who are weary and burdened, right, and I will give you rest. And like Jesus welcomes it, honestly.
He knows we can't do this life alone.
Exactly. And God understands weaknesses, and weaknesses isn't something to hide, honestly. And it's often like we were talking about, honestly, Noah, like that's where we grow, that's where our strength mostly deepens, right? If we can be honest about it, we can be about it, right? We can help it, you know, and
but we gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about it, and it has to be normalized, you know. And just to give you some examples, you know, just the top of my head, like Elijah became so overwhelmed, right, over like a victory, you know, and you can see it in 1 Kings 19, if I'm right?
I think so.
Okay, so like, and God responds by giving him rest and like food and gentle encouragement, right? And then before sending him back out, you know, into the field, or wherever he needed to do, and like David, you know, wrote many songs.
He talked about everything. You know, fear, grief, guilt, despair, but he continually turned to God.
And this is the one I mostly relate to is Job, especially in my last season, like experiencing divination of loss, you know, questioning like God, and what is going on with your life.
Yeah, like, why am I losing everything?
Why am I losing everybody?
Why is everything going
everyone,
wrong?
And still remaining faithful to who you are and your character. That was my last season, Noah. Yeah, I lost 4 people last year, Noah, and, went through a divorce, and that was hard, medical stuff. And so, like, even our mom hit it hard too, like, even with Jesus, like, going to Kessienger, right, before his crucifixion, he was experiencing deep sorrow.
And
like
his humanity.
Exactly. So I think it's not like everything needs to be hush hush or the rug. I feel like our culture has deminimized it with mental health. I will say that it needs to be more normalized, and I do feel like we have a lot more resources, and even the Bible, it says, hey, this is normal, we need to talk about it. And so I love that you're doing this, like the scholarship, it's going to help other people. It's
excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited too. And I just wanted to touch on, like, one extra thing that you were saying with that is, if you pray to God to make you a king, he's not going to put that crown on your head and put you at the top of the mountain. He will break you first and make you show your true character to prove your worthiness of being a king.
And to learn, like, crown. The lessons of that. Like, we can't just go from where we are to a high level of, authority without going through stuff first.
I mean, for every book, I'm a big Hobbit person. Like, I love the book The Hobbit because it's very much like you have Bilbo and the Alchemist. They're both very similar stories in this. Bilbo starts his whole journey just with the perfect life in his little hobbit hole, enjoying the comforts of living. And then he's offered this great adventure. And he goes through this great adventure, has all these trials and tribulations, gets to the lonely mountain, conquers the dragon. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling the book for you.
It's been out forever.
But I'm sure y'all got the memo.
You had your chance. I'm just
But then he comes back and he's a new man in the same place. But he truly has a satisfaction now that, because he scratched the itch, you know? Don't be afraid to hit the wall. The wall's supposed to be hit, and you know what? The door will open when it's ready.
Right? Take initiative.
Take action.
Make an effort. If you wanted to, you would. And we were just talking about it. The greatest blessings come with the greatest risk.
Truly.
And if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't move forward, how will you ever know?
You have to just try. You have to do something. You can't just sit there.
Exactly. It's the whole part of growth. It's the whole part of being here. To just fail, fall, try again. People that you go to, these older folks that have wisdom and knowledge that they can pass down to you, the reason they have it is because they fell over and over again and lost. And, maybe not their advice is always the best outlook, but the truth is they tried. And how can you ever diss somebody for just simply trying?
That is so good. That is so good. And I don't feel like you should condemn somebody for trying. If it's just, like you said, reading a sentence in a book, that's a start. You have to start somewhere, right?
All the worst that has happened in humanity was done by humans, and all the best things in humanity were done by humans, and you are one of them. All right. And I like to use the concept of which dog are you going to feed? All right. When you are favored by God, right, you have to be careful, because that also means you're favored by the devil.
Because
there's a target on your back.
That's so good.
I can't take that for myself. That's from Mike Tyson. I'm
sorry.
That's
no,
good.
no.
But
that's we love the quotes. Like that is so true, because now you're a threat. You know what I'm saying?
You are.
You're not sitting somewhere you're comfortable, right? And so it's important to realize when to move forward and how to move forward. And I think, it can be quiet and everything's going great for you. That's great. I love that for you. Be prepared.
Just
be guarded, because you never know what's going to come and come out, during the middle of the night and get you. Because things happen.
It's kind of like when you're playing a video game, and if you're not going the right way, you're not fighting the bosses or things. It's only when you're going on the right direction is when you're, meeting adversity and you're having to overcome it, so.
No matter how bulletproof
you think. Yeah.
No matter how bulletproof you really think you are, God will give you a challenge that shows you that you're not.
I do have a question because, we are talking about mental health and how to move forward. And so how can men be more vocal and open with women who are struggling? Because, I'm a woman. I don't fully understand. I really do want to understand.
Yeah.
I want to listen and learn. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do I say it? Should a man feel comfortable enough to talk to their person or somewhere to help them understand, for a woman when they need help? Mm-hmm. Should they feel like their partner or just a friend should be a safety net? Or I'm not sure how to word it, but I really want to listen and understand, because I know a lot of men struggle with this. Mm-hmm. I see it. I work with a lot of men, and I can see when things are very stressed out for them and, things aren't going well at home, or they're just selfing because they're trying to live up to their dad's expectations, and what the world has demanded of them. Because, if you think about it, they're supposed to be the leader, right? Mm-hmm. And, as a woman, we're supposed to, quote, quote, follow suit. I don't believe that. I believe you're a team. Mm-hmm. But because, a man has whatever a woman doesn't, vice versa, or whoever you love, I love everybody. Yeah. And so I really want to understand, for men, I know this is really hard to talk about, for a guy's point of view, how can women be more, I guess, supportive? Yeah. And have them be very open and being able to talk about it.
So.
Sorry, I just hit
No,
you
you're
with
all
bus.
good.
I hit you with the bus.
It's a great question. And from my perspective and my readings and what I've experienced in the world, men will come to you when they're ready. Okay. And when they come, listen and love them. Yeah. All right? They don't want advice a lot of the time. They don't want the 2 cents. They just need an ear. Mm-hmm. They need just somebody. They just need to be feel like they're heard and understood. Yeah. And I feel like in a lot of relationships, because men take more of the backseat and the emotional stuff, it can be a little overwhelming in a sense for them because they're so used to having to oh my gosh, the day was horrible. I had a horrible day. I'm oh, I'm sorry, love bug. What can I get you? You want a foot rub? So when they are ready, they will come to you. Yeah. And I'm a big believer that it's not a 50-50. It's 100 or 100. Yeah. All right? Yeah. It's 100% in with that person. If you were going to choose this person, that is your person. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's totally fine. As long as you are wishing nothing but love and happiness, I believe that's how you should come into every relationship.
That's so good.
Whether we make it or not, I want nothing but love and happiness for you. You will not be hated by me. I will not put that energy out towards you. Yeah. Because your words are powerful. They're magic and they're manifestations for others. And anybody that and love and hate, it's a very double-sided coin. It can get flip-flopped.
It can go in the same hand. Yes.
You have to just walk into a relationship with somebody. And real love is having the ability to let them go and still experience. And, I just, that's how I kind of see that with relationships. And like we talked about with your situation, you're still 100% in and have all the love and the happiness and respect for the stepkids. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love that. Yeah. But when the men come to you, just listen. Okay. Yeah. Just put the phone down. Whatever you're doing, maybe you're dealing with your girl's trauma, men will come to you when they can't hold it anymore. Exactly. And you just be that pillar.
Be a safe space
for the moment in that safe space, truly.
I've also learned from my perspective and, in the industry that I work in, and, I have guy friends too, which, is great because, I can be friends with anybody. Yeah, I love just anybody. And my thing is that when someone comes to me with a problem, I'm like, okay, before we start, because this is me, this is who I am. I fix things for a living, right? I'm like, you're coming to me with this problem. Do you want me to listen or do you want me to fix it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a very similar saying too.
Because the thing is my mind automatically goes into fix mode.
Yeah.
That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
You know, I fix things.
Fix
I
the
make
problem.
things work.
Yeah.
Don't tell me no. That's love a challenge, okay? But like my thing is like I want to know because I want to support you, and I also want to be a listening ear.
Yeah.
And so like if you just I want to vent, and I'm like okay, and then when they're done, listen. You know, I'll listen, and if I feel like I need to share something, and I'm like, can I give you my perspective?
Yes.
You know,
But asking first.
But asking first.
Yeah.
Are you? Can I ask you a question? You know, I think I do this a lot with our friends. Like they'll be telling us stuff, and I'm like, can I ask you a question? And it's okay if you don't want to talk about it or not, or you can tell me. That's a line. I respect it. You know, but I want you to be open-minded because I want to challenge your thinking. Because I fully believe, and I know you feel this way too, Noah. Like there's so many different ways to what's that saying? Skin a cat.
Yes. Yeah. I also very much I do that exact same thing.
Yeah.
When people come to me with their issues, I very much am like, do you want my support?
Yeah.
Do you want my 2 cents?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to listen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that dictates the answer
is so
to
important.
exactly.
Because it's not going to be received then if you're doing opposite of what they're needing.
You can't bulldoze people with your perspective because that just shuts a lot of people down. You have to ask and be willing to ask to get to that next point, to give them the validation and what they're needing from you if they're comfortable coming to you.
Being willing to listen to understand, being willing to listen to learn, being also willing to accept correction.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very hard these days for people.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
it's okay.
Oh, for sure. And I like what you said earlier about, like, you know, people who've gone before us and they've done that, you know, and I think that's important because you need to take their experiences and apply it. And since that didn't work, find a new way.
Yeah. And criticism isn't a bad thing.
No,
right?
It can be constructive.
It can be, and I mean, you should shoot for constructive criticism, but if somebody is gonna, like, tell me that my performance in a play was bad or whatever, you know, you can take that criticism to heart and have that ruin your whole show in a lot of ways. Or you could be like, okay,
how do I do better?
How do I play devil's advocate in honestly in that situation?
Yeah.
What did they probably see?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not only that, you can choose to receive that gift because criticism is a gift. You can choose to receive that gift, or you can just set it on the side. You know, you don't have to. Seeing
it from their point of view and what they were thinking.
Being willing to be open-minded is huge. You know, you want to meet people where they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, and I think that it's like something. If someone can take, you know, what they're listening today, and like if they're barely holding on, like what would you want them to hear, Noah?
I would like you to go look in the mirror and simply remind yourself that you are here. You're not your brain. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You are a living organism and you are here on the ground. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you need to have that real conversation with yourself where you look yourself in the mirror and you talk to your brain. You talk to yourself. Why are you being so critical of me?
Yeah.
What am I not giving you? That you are barking so loud in my ear constantly. What can I give you? I think that is probably my just most sacred tool is when those emotions come, when I'm more upset someday, when I'm a little bit more just not in my best mindset, I will just go to the mirror. I'll be like, what do you need and what do you want at this very moment?
That's so good.
And I think that's very important because at the end of the day, you don't take your family, you don't take your possessions. You're the only person that you take to the grave.
Yeah.
And losing my father at a young age has given me the perspective that this is not permanent.
Yeah.
Right? But you should love yourself as you go. Mm-hmm. You should be able to, once you are laid to rest, knowing that you loved yourself and you did the best that you possibly could for yourself.
Yeah. And I think that's so great too, Noah, just thinking about that, because you do only take your memories and what you leave behind, you know, what people think of you. Mm-hmm. You leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Did you make an impact on others? How were you alive?
Yeah.
So, I think this is great. This was a great episode.
Yeah,
It was
thank you
incredible
so
to come
much.
up here.
I'm
Such a
so
good
glad.
conversation.
Honestly, thank you. I needed a mountain drive today. I really
Yeah.
did.
Love
Oh,
that.
good. So glad.
And we're gonna be posting, the books that you recommend, recommend, and
Yes.
your social media,
Yes.
the
we'll
the scholarship,
we'll link you.
the scholarship information, when your
As
website's
it becomes
available.
available.
Yes.
Any
Yeah.
volunteer open opportunities, any if someone wants to donate, that's
Of
great.
course, yes.
And we're coming alongside of you to help
To
promote,
support.
and
Yes.
whenever you do launch and need us, we're going to be there to support you every step of the way, speaking, of course, or whatever you need from us.
We're here for you.
We're here for you. But
It's
like
a two-sided street. Just as much here for y'all.
Exactly. And no matter like where anyone's at today, like I hope this conversation reminds you that like you asking for help isn't weakness.
No.
Like it's encouraged, and you're being courageous by doing so. And healing isn't something you have to do alone.
That's good.
Never.
Yeah. If today's episode encouraged you, share it with someone who may need to hear it. Be sure to follow Rooted Conversations wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave us a review and follow us on social media for more conversations rooted in truth and hope. We'll see you next time.
Stay rooted, keep growing, and remember, you were never meant to walk through this alone. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Before we close, we just want to remind you that if today's conversation brought up anything difficult, please do not carry it alone. Reach out to someone you trust. If you're in the United States or Canada, or you're in crisis, you can call or text 988 to connect with the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Help is available and your life matters. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Rooted Conversations. Thanks for joining us for Rooted Conversations.
Until next time, stay rooted in truth and open in conversation while navigating real life.